Hello everyone and welcome to episode 17 of my Guild Wars 2 series. Last episode we finished up our map completion of Diasa Plateau as well as the Black Citadel, and today we are diving straight back into our personal story where we are starting chapter 3 of the Charr personal story. And to start this chapter off, we have a letter in our mail titled Promotion to Centurion sent by Brimstone, which reads, "In recognition of your exemplary performance to date, your legion has promoted you to Centurion. Congratulations, soldier. But don't celebrate too hard. This isn't a ceremonial promotion. Higher rank means higher expectations, more responsibility, and more important duties. Starting now, I have your first assignment waiting. Report to me in my office as soon as possible for your orders. On a more personal note, let me say how glad I am to have another fighting soldier among the brass. Welcome aboard." Written by Brimstone. So we are right outside of his office right here, so let's go ahead and go in and see what assignment he has for us.
Listen close, Centurion. We've got a serious problem, and you're already involved. The Orders of Tyria have come to me about one of your soldiers, Howl the Brazen.
Howl's dead, sir. He died fighting Duke Baradin. I've seen his grave.
Yes, and before he died, Howl apparently bought a dangerous magical amulet from the necromancer Rissa. Where that amulet goes, the undead follow. Rissa has been distributing them all over the region. The Orders want to examine Howl's amulet to see what they're up against. The High Legions want to forge a working relationship with the Orders, so you're going to join their investigation. Reps from the Vigil, Durmand Priory, and the Order of Whispers will meet you at Howl's grave. Confer with all three, but focus on the one most likely to get results. You got it?
Yes, sir. Howl was one of mine. I'll do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this.
So we have one of our fellow soldiers from before the Duke Baradin assault who was given an amulet by a necromancer named Rissa, and it seems that this necromancer is giving these amulets all around to a bunch of different people in the legions, and these amulets also attract the undead, which is not something we want happening. This is another continuation of the Order storyline. So the first two chapters were very much focused on like our own domestic situations going on in and around the Black Citadel, and now we're kind of branching out into the wider world, but also condensing down to more of the other four races that exist in this game, where we are doing missions now with the Order of Whispers, the Durmand Priory, and the Vigil. Let's go ahead and meet the reps at Howl's grave here. It looks like some sort of slub or undead slub there.
It's not just about a necromancer. It's also about dragons and the undead.
So you still think this necromancer Rissa was an agent of the Elder Dragons?
Of Zaitan, yes. And don't ask how I know. It's the Order of Whispers' business to know things.
The Priory concurs. We don't know much about Rissa, but we do know she was corrupted.
Then finding and killing her is our priority, not digging around in graveyards.
That's why Brimstone sent us the Centurion. Our orders never agree on anything.
Welcome, Centurion. Glad to have you with us. I am Yahala Scribepaw of the Durmand Priory. My colleagues are...
I don't need you to speak for me. I'm Gon Towerbreaker of the Vigil. Glad to have another military mind on this mission.
I am Kurikon, concerned blacksmith from the Order of Whispers. We specialize in covert activity, information, infiltration, and assassination. I'm sure Tribune Brimstone briefed you, but to review, all three orders are dedicated to stopping the Elder Dragons. Your late bandmate may be connected.
I understand the mission parameters. Hal's grave is right there. What are we waiting for? See? That's how a military mind works. Identify the problem, attack it head on. None of this sneaking around, talking things to death.
We were waiting for you, Centurion. There's a complication between us and the objective. Namely, a throng of undead grubs.
And since this used to be a bandmate of yours, we thought it prudent to wait before we dug him up. Now that you're here, though, let's start squashing.
Let's go ahead and defeat all of these risen grubs. There are a ton of them here, just hanging out near this grave here. We have been near this area before a couple of times.
If you haven't put down undead grubs before, this is your big chance.
So let's go ahead and investigate this area in a little bit more detail than previously. We just have a bunch of grubs that we can just go ahead and defeat, and then once they're gone, let's go ahead and take a look at this grave here. Fighting these risen grubs is our first experience with fighting the risen as a Charr. When we were humans, of course, we dealt with the risen a lot because the elder dragon Zaitan is a huge problem here in Tyria, and as we kind of branch out into the world greater, we're going to be learning more and more about that threat that exists in the world. And we're just getting our first taste here with these risen grubs, and we will learn more and more about them as we go forward. But let's go ahead and take a look at this grave and see what is going on here.
No amulet here. There isn't even a body. Either someone dug up your friend or he dug himself out. If gone here wasn't so humorless, I might say, this is a dead end.
Go hammer your anvil, blacksmith. The adults are talking. Look, our objective hasn't changed. We still need to secure one of those amulets.
I'm afraid I must leave that to you two. Without the amulet in hand, I need to confer with my colleagues before the Priory can commit to a course of action.
We have the necromancer's records. We know the location of at least 2 more of Rissa's trinkets. I say we start in Drugar's homestead. Me and my fellow blacksmiths do a lot of business there. We have valuable contacts at the location that we can't afford to lose.
Scorch what your associates can afford. The people of Snowdrift's Haven have already been attacked, and they need our protection now.
You can't save everyone, Crusader. And since our new friend here can't be in 2 places at once, who are you going to protect, Centurion?
So this is a bit of a hard choice. No matter what we do here, some people are probably going to die. So we can kind of just pick one of the two. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the Order of Whispers here. And we can get some valuable information about these amulets and how and this necromancer Rissa. So let's go ahead and meet at the homestead and go ahead and defend the people around there. The blacksmiths, as he calls them. Here we also got brand new shoulder pads, so let's go ahead and equip this and we can take a look at what it looks like. And I actually really like these shoulder pads, these are kind of cool. But now let's go ahead and head to the homestead, which is in a very far away location, so we are just going to be working over towards there. So let's go ahead and waypoint to the nearest waypoint that we have to it, and then we can kind of take a sneak peek at what the Shiver Peak Mountains looks like. So here we are at Charr Haven. We were here last episode, and let's go ahead and head into the Wayfarer Foothills. This is the starting zone for the Norn, and starting next episode we are going to be exploring the zone much more in depth, but let's go ahead and just get a little bit of a sneak peek of what this area looks like here. I'm just going to follow along the road, maybe grab a waypoint or 2 along the way just so we can teleport here, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time working on tasks or getting vistas or hero challenges or anything like that around here, because I want to save that for when we are coming through here on our Norn character. But nevertheless, we can get a nice view of what this area looks like. It is a very snowy area. It's the first snowy area that we've really been in our Let's Play so far. We've been in Kryta, which is very kind of grassy. There's some marshes here and there and some mountains. And then Ascalon, which is also very similar, pretty grassy. Some marshes here and there and some mountains and a ton of old ruins of Ascalon. But we can go ahead and just cut north through here, and we can go ahead and leave the Wayfarer Foothills, and we can go ahead and enter the second zone in the Shiver Peaks, which is Snowden Pass, which same deal. I'll go ahead and just run through it really quickly. I don't want to spend too much time working on any map completion objectives there. I just want to run to my destination. So it looks like our story objective is pretty much on the other side of the zone, so let's go ahead and just follow this road westwards. This is another part of the road that just connects to Lion's Arch, kind of the whole all roads lead to Lion's Arch type of thing that's going on here in Central Tyria. If we were to follow this road all the way, we would be able to eventually reach the Pirate Haven, just like when we were on our human character and we were running along roads there. Those roads led to Lion's Arch as well, the great city in the center of the world that one day we will be able to go into and explore. I leveled up just from getting a little bit of map completion here, so let's go ahead and just pick a pair of pants here, and this is definitely better than what we have equipped. And I also got a little bit of crafting materials that we will use at some point. And here we are at the homestead. Can grab the waypoint real quick, and let's go ahead and hop into our story mission and see what is going on around here. We have Clawspur at our side, as well as our Order of Whispers agent here.
We kind of hope this Norn has cooperated. I feel like killing.
Let's go ahead and run up here and speak to Claes about the amulet.
First, Claes starts acting all creepy,
Claes?
and now Charr.
Close enough.
This day just keeps getting weirder.
Let's go ahead and chat with him right in here.
You're Claes, right? We're here about the amulet you got from the necromancer Rissa. It's dangerous and very...
Oh, no, you don't. You can't have this. It's mine. Get away!
Settle down, mister. That amulet is cursed. It's a threat to the entire...
Get away, I said. I paid for this amulet. It's mine. Mine! I'll never give it up. We don't have time for this. Listen here, crazy. We're taking that amulet, one way or another. Hand it over. Never. Help me, my friends. The Charr have come to kill us all. Get away, I said. Leave me alone. You can't have it.
Ah, undead monsters! Somebody help me!
So there are a ton of undead out here. Let's go ahead and defend the homestead. We have some children around here, as well as a bunch of other Norn civilians. So let's go ahead and just defend this. And we can see Claes ran off. We might be able to chase him here, but we might have to track him down at a later point. And I went down there really quickly. Let's go ahead and just heal, and I'll try to use a bunch of my abilities here. Blade Storm would be very nice here, so we just obliterated that group. Let's go ahead and fight this Risen Thrall really quickly. And then we have a Risen group over here, which is like a stronger version of a Thrall. So Claes ran away. Let's go ahead and find him. Looks like he's south of here near this lake edge. Let's just run down here. And you can see he's fallen on the ground there. We might be able to recover him. That crying noise is very loud. Let's get him up and see what's going on. And it looks like he just transformed into an undead here. Let's go ahead and defeat all the undead that spawned around here, and we can also defeat Claes, and hopefully we can get the amulet for some investigations here. Looks like Claes just knocked me down. I can get right back up. Go ahead and backstab him real quick. Use one of my AoE abilities, and then use this other AoE ability here. And it looks like Claes is down. Let's go ahead and just finish up all these thralls here, and then we can go ahead and debrief about this situation.
That didn't work out as planned, did it? I thought the Order of Whispers liked to keep things low-key.
We do. But sometimes we have to make a little noise in order to quiet things down. With Claes down, we can take his amulet back to the Black Citadel and get to know it better. I don't know what the Priory will make of it, but my associates will give Rissa's sweet little bauble a thorough going over.
Let's move out. I want to find out how it works, how we can shut it down, and what all this has to do with Hal.
So let's go ahead and head back to the Black Citadel, and we can meet our Order representatives and the Heroes Canton.
Buried near here.
The Durmand
Lousy
Priory is looking
fighters,
forward to
all of
working with the Citadel on this, Tribune.
As is the Order of Whispers. The dragons want us to come at them individually. That's why we shouldn't do it.
Glad to have you both aboard. We're going to need reliable information from here on. Not to sell the Vigil short. Their firepower is always an asset.
No need to flatter me, Tribune. I know research isn't the Vigil's strong suit. As long as what we're doing eventually leads to the dragons, we don't mind taking a back seat. Temporarily. Reporting in, Tribune. We have one of the Necromancer's amulets. Now we just need to figure out how to deal with it.
Top Priory researchers are standing by to determine how the amulet works, and more importantly, how to neutralize it.
My sources say the Inquest has already completed their research on one of these amulets. Why waste time repeating their efforts when we could just acquire their results?
I don't trust the Inquest methodology. This is too important not to handle ourselves the right way.
You scholars and spies know more about the right way to collect data. The Vigil will be standing by when there's action to be taken.
It's your call, Centurion. Do you want to assist the Order of Whispers retrieval mission, or the Priory research effort?
So I like both of these plans here. One is to research the amulet, and then the other is to infiltrate the Inquest and gather the information that they have learned about the amulet. The Inquest is a faction that we have not experienced too much of yet, and this would be a good opportunity to learn more about them. But I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the Durmand Priory approach here, because we just did a mission with the Order of the Whispers, and I kind of want to explore a little bit more about the Durmand Priory. So let's go ahead and help her out. And with that, we completed this story mission, and we can go ahead and move on to our next one after we pick something. Go ahead and just pick this short bow here, because it's much better than what we have equipped. And then let's go ahead and head to Scholar's Cleft. Scholar's Cleft is a little bit further west than the homestead that we were just at, so let's go ahead and waypoint back there, and then we can head west. Here we are at the Durmand Priory area. Let's go ahead and I'll just grab this waypoint real quick, and then we can go ahead and enter the story mission here. And let us see what the Priory can figure out about this amulet.
Working on the amulet. With your help, we'll get results even sooner.
I don't trust things that come out of labs, especially puppies.
So this is a really cool camp here, a little bit of a fortress and a research camp. We have a Savari in here. Let's go ahead and run up these stairs here. We have several cool paintings on the wall here. Let's go ahead and chat with the Priory up here. We have Mr. Cluckers, a chicken, talking to this Charr here, talking loose terms. Let's go ahead and see what the scholar has to say.
Scholar Vivian, I'd like you to meet the Centurion who helped collect the Necromancer's amulet. I trust your team's analysis is going well?
We're making good progress, especially since we split the amulet up among 3 of our best researchers.
You were able to break the amulet apart? That sounds more like success than progress.
Each fragment remains functional, though. That tells us Rissa probably struck her amulets from the same original source. We're very close to a breakthrough. Check in with each of my team members and you'll see. You might even be able to speed things along.
So I'm a little concerned about this because they are researching the amulet, but there is the potential that they may be corrupted by the amulet. That is not something that I exactly thought about when picking this step. Let's go ahead and talk to the Savari down here that we saw coming in. And she says, here to observe. I'm about to test a particularly exciting round of reagents. Don't let me interrupt. Actually, I could use assistance and a witness. So far it's been a series of failures, but this time I think I've got it. What can I do? I've been dropping slivers of the amulet into different alchemical brews. Pick one of the containers on the workbench. I'll drop a sliver in and we'll both observe the results. So let's go ahead and do just that. A little bit of safety concern, but we can help her nevertheless. So we have a noxious green brew, a brilliant yellow concoction, and a vibrant red potion. And my eyes go straight to the red potion.
I love that color. Excellent choice. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh dear, fire! Quickly, get the water pail before we lose everything.
So it looks like there was an explosion here. We need to grab a water pail. Not exactly sure where it is. There's one right here. Let's go ahead and put out these fires real quick. We have one right here. Looks like this bookshelf is a little scorched, and then this table as well.
Oh, that was exciting. Excuse me while I lay here for a bit. Would you inform Vivian of our results?
Let's go ahead and I just noticed there's a giant cat right there. Let's go ahead and come out here and we can help the next researcher. I'll just drop the water bucket there. We might need it again in a second.
Knowledge is power.
He says, is it possible to physically destroy the crystal? You're just in time to find out. I'm about to make a breakthrough with my hammer. That doesn't sound like a good idea. On the contrary, stress testing is always the first step in any demolition project. Now stand back, watch me pound this to powder. Go ahead and see what happens. And he pounded it, and it looks like a bunch of risen spawned here.
Them. If they break anything, Vivian will have my head.
That was our 100th Zaitan minion kill. We have one more left here.
Thank you, Charr.
Can't
I'll
believe
let
you ate
Vivian
that.
know my results.
Good thing I have another. Clunkers? Clunkers!
Looks like there's an issue with the chicken up here. Let's go ahead and run up here and see what is going on.
He's trying to eat my face. Kill him! Kill him now!
Looks like the chicken turned into an undead chicken.
It was after the other shard I had. I'll miss him. At least he'll be an interesting dissection.
So it looks like disaster happened at each of the fragments. Let's go ahead and talk to Vivian here and see what she has to say about all of this.
We've learned a lot about the crystal powering Rissa's amulets. It seems to be Orion Dragon corruption made solid. It resonates with death energy. It kills and reanimates the wearer, and then makes them into a focal point for other undead. Mr. Cluckers proved that the crystal fragments remain connected and are drawn to each other. If we can find the original source of this crystal, Fiona's reagents can nullify it, and we should be able to shut them all down.
Excellent work, especially in the face of an army of shades and an undead chicken. Now, how do we find the original crystal to nullify it?
I believe we can cobble together a locator device synced to the crystal's energy that would lead right back to the original.
Do it. We need to find the source, and I need to find my dead warband mate. Thank you, Scholar. Yahala, let's report back to the Citadel.
So with all the information we've learned, we can go ahead and head back to the Citadel. It looks like we are able to find a way to find the original, which is a good thing. But now, let's go ahead and head back to the Black Citadel.
Eager to hear your report, Centurion. We're seeing an increase in undead attacks all over the region. Safe to say Rissa's amulets are responsible?
We've learned that they're connected to the Orient Dragon. They turn their owners into undead, and draw other undead to them.
The Vigil has one of the amulets stashed in our HQ. Are you saying that my people are in danger?
You militant types ought to be used to that by now. With so many innocents at stake, the Vigil can defend itself. The Priory is working on a way to detect the amulets. We'll use our device to stop the next outbreak before it starts.
And if the Vigil falls, who will defend all those innocents it already protects? And while you're working that out, I'll withdraw to confer with my superiors. You have a tough choice ahead of you, Centurion. What's it going to be?
So this is another tough choice here for us to pick. And my gut instinct is to go with the Vigil so we can learn a little bit more about the Vigil storyline, but we did learn a lot on our human guardian, and I think the Durmand Priory option here is actually the better of the two options, so let's go ahead and go with this, and we can go ahead and meet her outside of Junction Haven. Let's go ahead and see her there, and we will get our item and then run straight over there. We've got a new helmet. Let's go ahead and pick, I think I kind of want to pick the penetrating mask here, because I think this skin is definitely very unique, and we can see it's a little bit of a helmet going on here. But let's go ahead and head to Junction Haven. Junction Haven is even further southwest from where we are right now, and it's actually in Gendaran Fields, but it's in a part of the Gendaran Fields that we have not explored yet, and we will be exploring that area once we return to our human characters several episodes from now. But we can go ahead and, just like we've done with the Norn areas here, get a quick sneak peek of that area, and we can see what it looks like, and we can just head straight there. I won't do any map completion or anything, and we can go ahead and figure out this story mission here. I'm enjoying this story chapter because it's taking us all over the road. We have basically crossed the entire Shiver Peaks now, from Ascalon into Kryta. We're on like the very edge of it right now. If we were to head onto the other side of that mountain range, we would be fully out of here. But let's go ahead and run south of here, and we can go ahead and meet up with the Priory at the Haven here. Undead detection. This is a very cool concept art. There are a ton of risen grubs over there, but I see we have a little bit of story marker here. Let's go ahead and chat with the Priory here. Clawspear is also here.
Wait until you see our locator device in action. My colleagues really outdid themselves.
How does it work?
Simple. I activate the device to send out a wave of energy that resonates with the Dragon Crystal's magic in the amulet. Any undead the wave encounters will show up on the readout. Remember, one of them will be wearing Rissa's trinket. The effect doesn't last very long, but if we lose sight of the enemy, we can always send out another pulse.
Sounds good. Let's field test this little gem and see if it works like it's supposed to.
Let's go ahead and investigate the site marked by the device. Ton of risen
Stick a blade
here.
or two on that gizmo. Then you'll have attention.
That had to hurt.
Let's go ahead and clear
This
them
way.
all out.
The readout is pointing into this cave.
And then it looks like we can run into the cave there where I saw a troll there. We leveled up to level 34. Let's go ahead and grab our level up reward here. I'm going to go ahead and just pick the speed booster here. We have the option for a damage booster, or I think that was a defense booster. I will save the speed one for a time that we really need it. Let's go ahead and continue clearing out these grubs. And then let's go ahead and run into this cave here. We have a risen troll, which has a cloud of flies around it, which is very gross. Looks like we just unlocked the next tier of our Krytan Explorer achievement. We have explored 100 areas in Kryta. Clawspear went down here in the fight. Let's go ahead and bring him back up. It looks like this little area of the cave is not where we wanted to go. Let's go ahead and fight past all those risen thralls over there. Looks like there are a ton of grubs on the ground here, and one of them is fighting us, as well as a ton of thralls that came around that corner there. Then let's go ahead and continue running down this cave.
These grubs aren't wounded or ill. They're just...
Looks like there are some very interesting deposits on the side of the cave here. I think this is just part of the road. A ton of risen spiders. This is not something we want to deal with right now. Let's go ahead and quickly clear them all out. Looks like there's another risen troll all the way down there. Just a ton of things to fight in this cave. It's very dense with undead, so we get a lot of fighting action here, which is always good to see. A lot of the time in this game, we kind of spend a lot of time just like looking at like the story dialogue and stuff going on, and that is, in my opinion, probably the more interesting part. Though fighting is, of course, a really big part of the game and really important, and I probably wouldn't play it if it didn't have fighting, even if it had all the dialogue, because fighting is, when you're actually playing the game, definitely much more interesting in the moment. We have another group here. I believe we are almost at the end of the cave. Our scholar friend here said almost there.
Is wearing the amulet.
Looks like Harridan the Cursed over there has the amulet on. Let's go ahead and clear this group out real quick. We can go ahead and heal up real quick, and then we can swiftly run down there and deal with the threat at the end of the cave here. Harridan the Cursed looks like a human. Kind of makes me feel like it's a pirate, but not entirely sure. Can't really tell from what he's wearing right now. Let's go ahead and fight him. He's definitely very powerful. Let's go ahead and use our lead skill here, and we can get a ton of damage off, and we can put a ton of poisons and bleeds on him as well. Go ahead and, wow, I used my elite skill and I dealt barely any damage to him. Let's go ahead and throw everything we can at him and deal as much damage as we can.
Buster!
Looks like he spawned some risen humans here, but they died almost immediately. You can go ahead and just keep fighting any of that spawn alongside him. Looks like Clawspur went down again there. I think it was like the second or third time in this mission. I might go ahead and just leave him on the ground there taking a nap. Let's go ahead and continue fighting Harridan here. And he is almost at 50%. We have dealt a ton of damage to him. It looks like our scholar friend is kind of just tanking right now, so we don't have to deal with too much of a threat. But if she dies, it might be a little bit problematic for us. But I have a feeling we're going to be able to deal with this cursed risen here before our friend dies. And he is at 1%. He spawned a bunch of other risen, but we are able to strike them all down.
Now that's how you deploy new technology. Let's see the Vigil call out enemies they can't even see.
I can't deny that it worked well, but there are other amulets out there, and Hal the Brazen.
True, the case is far from closed, but our success here brings us that much closer to the source of the problem, the original dragon crystal itself.
Let's take this amulet and the detector back to the Citadel. Ritlock and the other orders need to know what we've achieved.
Of course, though between the detector and the reagents Scholar Vivian's team provided, the Priory has this matter well in hand. Let me take care of a few final details here, and then I'll join you and the others.
Let's go ahead and head back to the Black Citadel, and we can go ahead and debrief Ritlock and the other order reps. Looks like we have our full warband here alongside all of the order reps. Let's go ahead and chat with Ritlock and see what is going on here.
The orders disagree on how to proceed, so I have a plan. You choose which one will help. In return, I've arranged for you to permanently join that order. You'll still be a Centurion of the High Legions, but you'll also be a link between us and your chosen order. Your warband will continue doing Citadel business while you're gone.
I understand. Hal's involvement made this personal, but the Orient Dragon is a global threat. We need strong, reliable allies against it.
Okay, people. Time to decide. We have the means to find the Necromancer's dragon crystal, and to destroy it.
All thanks to the Priory. We know what we're doing, so now let us destroy the crystal without interference. We work better that way.
There's no way I'm leaving a vital search and destroy mission to a bunch of academics. Wait for Vigil support before you make a move.
Either way, the Order of Whispers will do what we always do. You draw their attention, then strike from the shadows.
It's your call, Centurion. But remember that you're not just helping out. You're joining the order you choose.
So here we have our super important decision here. We can go ahead and consult with our warband about the decision.
I overheard you're leaving us to join one of the orders.
I'm accepting a special assignment from the Tribune, and the warband will need a leader while I'm gone. That's you, Legionnaire.
Me? But I'm just a frontline life-taker.
I need someone I can trust, someone effective. You've got some rough edges, but there's nobody else I'd want calling the shots. If anyone objects, send them to me, or just crack their heads until they think different. You're in charge now. Act like it. I know you can handle this.
Thanks, boss. You can count on me. Good luck in Lion's Arch. We'll be waiting for you when you get back.
So now, let's go ahead and choose one of the orders to permanently join. So we have the option between the Durmand Priory, the Vigil, and the Order of the Whispers. We have not done anything with the Vigil in this story chapter. We have mostly spent time with the Priory, and then a little bit of time with the Order of Whispers. And I've been thinking about which faction that I want S to join as our Charr thief here at the Shadowclaw, and I think I'm going to go ahead and join the Order of Whispers. Even though we spend more time with the Priory, I think the Order of Whispers' motives and their plans and what they want to do kind of more aligns with what this character wants to do as a member of the Ash Legion, as a thief. It kind of just all lines up well together. So let's go ahead and join the Order of the Whispers, and we can go ahead and confirm this with Korokan here, and we can go ahead and start our next mission and officially join the Order.
I was hoping you'd side with us. Your attitude and skills make you perfect for the Order of Whispers. You'll go far here.
I like the way you operate. You draw no attention, you keep the enemy guessing, and you get results. That's all a good soldier ever wants, to get results and stay alive. So, the Necromancer's crystal is out there, and so is Hal. What's our next move?
Eager to get started, eh? Good. The Priory and Vigil muster in Lichcroft Mere, but there is danger. Meet me there, and we'll make sure they don't get in over their heads.
So let's go ahead and get a reward for this mission, and we can go ahead and start the final mission in this story chapter. I'll go ahead and just pick a random thing here. And we're heading all the way further west into Gendaran Fields. And we are going near the start of the Gendaran Fields, so let's go ahead and just run across the entire map, most of which we've already explored. Here we are at the swamp for the story mission Whispers of Vengeance, a very cool story mission there. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. We have a ton of Charr here with us.
There you are. Time to start earning your keep, Initiate. The Vigil and Priory teams have already moved in, so our path is clear.
If they're already gone, then what's our objective?
If the Priory falls short and the Vigil get themselves killed, we step in and save the day. As usual. We heard the sounds of combat recently, so we may already be needed. The first thing we do is find the other squads.
This is your show, Korokan. But for the record, I don't like it. Carry on. But I'm coming along to make sure this gets done right.
Always a pleasure to have you with us, Tribune. If we need any heroism or noble, attention-grabbing antics, it's all you. Now let's move out. Order of Whispers. Nice.
Look, some stray cats have come to die with their friends.
So it looks like the Necromancer is here in the swamp. Let's go ahead and push past all these Risen, and we can go ahead and locate the Vigil forces and deal with this Necromancer.
More! Come here!
Looks like our
the
story
Vigil squad
marker
is down, all of them. So that's what happened to Howl's body. Don't hold back, Centurion. That's not good anymore.
The story marker was indeed on the top of this hill, and here we have Howl the Brazen, an old friend of ours and an old member of the warband who received the amulet from the necromancer Rissa and was risen from the dead and has a ton of Risen following around in his footsteps, and unfortunately we're going to have to permanently put him down right here, right now, and finish him.
Like the good soldier he was. We need to find the Priory team, even though I doubt they survived.
So
Howl
we
did not die well. Neither will you.
So we just reinforced the Vigil team here. Let's go ahead and help out the Priory team, and I have a feeling that they are near Necromancer Rissa, who sounds like she's all the way over here. So let's go ahead and run this way and see if we can help them out. Looks like I see them on the other side of this hill here, a ton of Risen around. Let's go ahead and just run past all of these people here. We can go ahead and speak with the scholar here.
I hunger
have a ton of risen around the scholar. We have to deal with all of them, and we have some abominations coming in here. Let's go ahead and then I'll just heal up a little bit. And then I'll go ahead and just deal a ton of damage to all of the risen here. I kind of want to save my elite skill because I think we're about to fight Rissa, and I kind of want to save it for that fight, even if this one might require us to use it a little bit more. And we are pretty low on health. I think I'm about to go down to poison. I can go ahead and finish this Risen Brute. That is 4% health. Get back up.
We need your help. We failed. Take this potion. It'll destroy Rissa's crystal. You have to finish it.
So let's take the potion and then let's go ahead and find the dragon crystal, which looks like it's just south of here. So we're all the way over here, and I see that there's some sort of cave off in the distance here, with some sort of magical shield it kind of looks like around it. Let's go ahead and run this way.
You've caused us a lot of trouble, Hag. Your death is long overdue.
Let's go ahead and defeat a ton of Risen that are on the outside here. I might go ahead and use my elite skill here. I feel like this situation definitely calls for it. And I destroyed them all with just that one skill. Here we have the Necromancer. Let's go ahead and fight her one-on-one. This pest has been giving amulets all over the Black Citadel and the area surrounding. Let's go ahead and make sure she's not able to do it again. Let's go ahead and just use our Heartseeker a couple of times. She's already at a third health remaining, and just a few more dagger strikes as well as the friends at our side. We can go ahead and defeat her, which will drop the shield here, and we can go ahead and defeat this dragon crystal, destroy it somehow. Let's go ahead and put the potion on it.
Korukan, Centurion, let's move out before this thing blows.
Let's go ahead and run out, and we can go ahead and get to safety, and we can watch it explode from out here. Good thing we weren't in the cave there. That looked like it would have hurt a lot. And then with that, I believe we have dealt with all of the threats here.
Well done. There were losses here today, but we did manage to stop the Necromancer from drowning us in undead.
It's not enough. The Orient Dragon is still out there, and it's going to keep making undead until the whole world drowns in them.
Then it's time to take the offensive. The dragon is our target, just like the crystal was. We kill it, we cut off the flow of Orient undead at its source.
That's too ambitious, Initiate. The Order of Whispers is dedicated to stopping all the dragons, but we don't have the resources for direct confrontation.
Don't tell me about dragons, Blacksmith. Ever heard of Destiny's Edge? I was a member. We nearly took down an elder dragon all on our own.
We should find out what they know. Their experience could prove invaluable.
You're right. The Charr can't do this alone. Fortunately, I heard from one of my old guildmates. She wants to meet in Lion's Arch about that very thing.
Lion's Arch is also your next stop, Initiate. There's a Whispers contact waiting with your first official mission. Look for a vendor selling apples, and good luck.
I'll keep an eye out for you in the city. If we're lucky, we'll get another chance to fight together. Do the Legion's proud, soldier. Dismissed.
And with that, we have officially saved the Charr from this threat. We can go ahead and get all of our rolls here. We leveled up. And let's go ahead and we can just head back to the Black Citadel for now. But as far as everything here goes, we are done with all these threats, and we will be exploring more about the story the next time that we come back to our Charr character. But in the meantime, we will be exploring some other stories as well. So as far as this episode goes, and as far as this character goes for now, I'm going to go ahead and call it good here. I hope y'all enjoyed watching. I really much enjoyed playing through this story mission, and I'm excited for what's next ahead of us. I hope y'all are taking good care of yourselves. Remember, drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time in the Orders of Tyria, where we'll be starting a brand new adventure next episode. Goodbye.